Today, guys, I want to talk with you about the lesser known benefits, the reasons that you might want to become a high level amateur or pro fighter that aren't the obvious ones, aren't things like, you'll attract lots of girls, you'll get admiration from many people, you can make money for being an athlete, you can be in really good shape. Sure, we know all of those, but let's talk about the things that you might not realize until you actually get to that top level. And then you go, wow, those are great reasons. I'm really glad I pursued this career. So intro first, guys, and then we will get to all the information. Alright guys, as I'm coming to the closing of my fight career, we're talking somewhere between probably 1 and 4 years left. That might sound like a long time potentially, but when I look at the whole span of my career, I am coming down to the end. And when I look at it, I go, wow, there's some benefits that I just didn't realize, which I'd like other people to know about. So guys, if this episode sounds like it's going to interest you, please give the video a like, of course get subscribed, and let's move on to point number 1. Now this is all dependent on the situation you build for yourself, how excited people are to have you in your gym, but I have not paid gym memberships or any fees to go and train at certain spots, and I think probably over 12 years. Basically, since I hit a high amateur level, everybody is happy to welcome me into their gym. People give me spaces to train. Now, you have to keep in mind that I don't have a head trainer, so that makes a big difference, because if you have a head trainer, you're taking up a lot of their time, and then yes, there might be fees involved. But the way that I do it is I put myself through all the training, I pay somebody to hold pads for me, and all the gyms are very happy to have me there. I can just call up my buddy, say, yo, I want to do some pads tonight. He says, okay, which gym do you want to meet at? And I say, okay, let's go to this gym. And there's always a space for me there. Nobody wants to charge me. They're just so happy to have me there. Thrilled if I can come in and spar with any of their guys. If I need rounds, I can call up people and just say, hey, can you get a Shark Tank scheduled for me? I'll be there in a couple days. And it's just something for me that's been so amazing about the sport. People don't want to leech off me. They don't want to feed off me. They just want to be there to help. And it's something I've appreciated so much. And it's also amazing not having to pay for a gym membership, because let's be honest, as you're climbing your way up through the ranks, there's so many things that can start costing money. So if you're able to avoid those fees, it helps so much. All right, guys, point number 2, we are talking about all the food I can eat and you can stay thin. This is assuming that you're always dedicated to your craft. You don't stop training in between fight camps, but it is wonderful being able to eat and eat and eat and just go, okay, you know what? I'm not putting on any weight. I have been 155 pounds for pretty much the last 10 years. I have a six-pack, I've always had a six-pack, and I can eat so much. How many calories are we talking about? Well, I'd say somewhere, though a couple times I've added up, somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 when I'm in fight camp per day. And then when I'm outside fight camp, I probably lower that down to 2,500-ish, maybe 3,000. But it's something that I know as soon as I finish competing and I draw back on my level of activity, I will have to give that up. I won't be able to eat and eat and eat all the time. But I'm 36, my metabolism is still kicking, I don't put on weight, and I can go, okay, it's all thanks to the sport. I know many people who hit their mid-30s start complaining about not being able to shed off weight. Not an issue when you are a high-level fighter. Next up, guys, point number 3, as you get higher and higher through the levels, it's less and less likely that you're going to be fighting in your hometown, which means travel. You're going all over the world. I have been to so many spots, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of travel if I tried to pay for that myself. And it's really, really amazing, because now, like I said, as I'm coming to the closing of my career, I'm not so interested in doing travel anymore. I'm not interested in going around the world. I've done so much of that, and I think, man, all the money I've saved compared to other people who need to go and do that travel. They need those experiences. I've had that. And hopefully, once my career is completely done, I can go, okay, you know what? I'll do the occasional vacation every 2 or 3 years. But really, I'm kind of just done with airports. I'm done with travel. Of course, I like seeing new places, but it's not a priority of mine anymore, thanks to my fight career. And quickly moving to point number 4, which is very, very similar, but we are talking about vacations. Vacations all the time. How do I make it happen? Well, basically, whenever I go and fight, I always keep a little slot of time after. It blows my mind how many professional fighters, when I go and fight for Bellator or Glory, morning after the fight, they're on an airplane, they're heading back home. I'm just going, what the heck, man? You just traveled across the world to get to this unique destination that people pay tens of thousands of dollars to see, and you're not even taking advantage of staying after. So basically, every time I have a fight, I always get a vacation right after. It's built in to my fight camp. Fight camp, fight, vacation. Obviously the vacation is not always super awesome because sometimes you're banged up and you're hurt, but you know, you're in Italy, well of course I'm going to stay and I'm going to see the city. I'm in China on an island, well obviously I'm having a beach vacation. I'm staying for days after and I'm going to be relaxing on the beach, eating good food. It's amazing. You have to take advantage. Positive number 5, guys. You get to live your childhood dream of being a professional athlete, which, let's be realistic, most people when they're a kid, that's what they want to be. And as you're living that dream, you are still acting like a kid. I know most of the time when you guys see me on Bellator or something like that, I'm very serious. Usually when I do interviews, I'm very serious because it's fight week and I'm nervous and I'm stressed. But anybody who knows me will tell me, like really knows me, that I love acting like a kid. I still have that kid, that goofiness inside me. And I think one of the reasons is I never had to sort of move to that sort of grown-up job, the job that a lot of people hate doing. It kind of sucks the life out of you. I don't have to do that. And it's just kept me so much more youthful. I really think that's something that has just helped me so much and something that would help anybody out there. Dream job, what is it? Go. And now that you've had a second to think about it, how much happier would you be? How much more youthful would you be if you got to pursue that dream? For me, that is competition at the highest level. And the last point for today, guys, of lesser known positives about being a high level fighter is you get to learn who you really are. Like we were just talking about, you know, your 9-to-5 job that you just don't really like. Does it give you the experience, the opportunity to learn more and more about yourself, to really dig in and see who you are as a person, see what struggles you can overcome? Maybe it does. But being in the fight sport industry, being somebody who every time you compete, you put everything on the line. You're nervous, you're scared, and still you go out and you give it your all. You have to face maybe demons, you have to face your greatest fears. Still you show up, still you compete, still you get those victories. I think it really helps you learn who you are. It's something that has allowed me to be such a confident, happy person. I really believe that's true. And I think of anything, of all the positives, the lesser known positives that I have listed today, this is the most important one for me. When you get to know yourself, you get to know who you really are, you learn to really like yourself. You're just so happy, you're so carefree compared to, I believe, many people out there who are always wondering who they are, what they're capable of. Competing at the highest level in anything, but especially fight sports, it puts you on the spot and it just shows you who you are because there's nowhere to hide. Anyway, guys, these are little observations that I have made over 15 years of competition, almost 12 of those being at a very high level. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out there make the decision to actually try out and see if you can get to that very high level, because you know it's going to be fantastic for you. It's going to be great for you. Yes, of course there are negatives to this sport, but I truly believe the positives outweigh the negatives as long as you go about everything the right way. Obviously the biggest negative is concussions, but I'm going to be talking about that very soon with my brother. If you guys want to be sure to catch that video, make sure you get subscribed to the channel so you do not miss it. If you enjoyed the video today, give it a like. Train hard, guys. I'll see you back here soon for another video.